for you.
All right. Okay. We have in the studio, I don't know, my or guy. We want to thank God for what God is doing through this man of God. If you see him, you won't even know that this man is
Looking
loaded.
so
Very so
calm,
calm,
gentle.
gentle. He can be gentle, but
but
on
very
the
tough.
job, okay.
I'm very thorough in his job.
So,
So we want to especially welcome the National Security Coordinator of the Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, in person of Mr. Moses Akinlabi. We want to say a special good afternoon and welcome to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Perfect. Thank you
It's a,
so much,
it's a
sir.
pleasure.
Pastor
It's a great
Isaac.
pleasure having you. And at a time like this, the subject of security is something that we must pay a lot of attention to. So, for the next couple of minutes, one of the things that we're going to do is that we're going to be getting to hear, something very important about security from our National Security Coordinator, so that you can be well prepared to know all that you need to know about security for yourself, for your church, and across any aspect of your life that you want to think about. So, Mr. Akilabi, it's a pleasure, sir.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate what you all are doing here. It's a very good work. Please keep it up. Good afternoon, viewers at home, at work. Today, we're going to talk about something slightly out of the Bible, but at the same time, it's something that has been deeply rooted in the Bible, and it has been part of our lives from the get-go that we step into this world till the day we eventually leave this world. So it's important that we get educated about it and then get called to actions as we live our daily existence, because you realize that as the world advances and things evolve, security become a very paramount talk on the lips of everybody. Today we'll be talking about beyond the walls of holiness, beyond the walls of faith, vigilance and practical safety in modern times. See, when you mention security to anyone, to almost everyone out there, what comes to mind is the blaring of sirens, the lineup of vehicles, the convoy, the gator and well-ironed uniform, and then the long rifles and all that. Then the men looking so stern and huge, the orc-looking kind of men. That's when you point to anyone and say, "What's that?" They tell you that's security. But you find out that only take 20% of what constitutes security actually. Yeah. I'm going to break it down. So you find out that all of that setup is just a fragment of security. So you begin to ask, so what exactly make up the remaining 80%? You see, we have the intelligence and planning, which takes up about 25 to 30% of security. Then we have the people and the environment, which takes up a certain number, about 15%. We even have the prevention system. You understand, we take about 20% of it. And most importantly, professionalism. And then you will say, what is it talking about? The God factor. You understand? All of this culminate to become what actually form the 80% of security. Intelligence and planning. I mentioned that then might begin to look vague, but let me break it down for you. Okay, so under intelligence, first, what is even intelligence? Some person will say, I have intelligence about this. You begin to ask, what is intelligence? So intelligence is actually a piece or pieces of information that have been collected from different sources, you understand, and passed through a certain system that we in that world refer to as intelligence circle. You see, this intelligence circle is about 5 gears that grind at the same time to give us a final product called intelligence.
okay.
Now, you may have an intelligence that would have been useful yesterday, but because you failed to collect the information and process it at that time, it's no longer useful. You may also have an intelligence that you collected the information and then process it, and today, as at this time, is actionable. You may even end up having an intelligence that is not actionable today, is not even actionable in the next 6 months, become actionable in the next 2 years. You understand? So informations collected, somebody giving you information is actually not intelligence. You understand? These are informations, and all of these informations, where do you get them? From grapevine, newspapers, online, on WhatsApp group, Twitters, and all of that. These are maybe I should run a scenario base for people to understand this. So you go to the salon, and when you're barbing or when you're making your nails, somebody will just say something casually and say the owner of the house is coming from the owner of the house, the gate man or the security guard said he'll be coming back to the country
Okay.
in so day and so time. The man has been away for 5 years, for 10 years with all his family in overseas, and the man has made it there. Hi, God, I wish for that kind of.
loosely.
People say things loosely and all of that. For those who are there, who know how to process these things, they've collected that. They go to sit back, process it through the machinery, and see what it can mean for them. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And by the time they are done, they know what to do with that kind of information. So you see, it's imperative that we know the kind of things we say outside, the kind of things we say outside the comfort of our home, the confines of our own premises, all the informations we drop. Somebody say, in my dad says, my mom says, and all of that. So, and these are the places where informations are picked. And then somebody will pick an information, pass it on to another person, and the person will casually drop it. And those who need intelligence, they pick up this information, process it, and it becomes intelligence for them. So you see, that's part of what coordinates security. In fact, security agencies would not work, would not function if they don't have the updates from their intelligence department. Because before they go out there, it's not about security arresting and they're marching here and all of that. It doesn't work that way. But that is the thing people see. That is the daily realities people have. You understand? Okay. But then all of these that I just mentioned work at the background. Also, for us at home there and then our respective place of work, intelligence, how is it useful to us? How can we make use of it? How can we benefit from it? I run something that used to happen back in the days. So, Mr. A wants to marry Mrs. B, and he brings her home, and then the family will entertain her, and then they sit down. Then the family of Mr. A will ask questions: where are you from? What clan? What's the name of your family? And all of that. And then they go out again, and the family of Mr. A would send an emissary to that particular town, to that village, and then they ask neighbors around there, do you know so name? They say yes. Do you know so daughter of this so family? They say yes. What can you tell me about it? And the funny thing is, people always talk.
Yeah, sure.
So we say, oh, she's a good person, she's a lovely person, but the moment they hear that one of our sons wants to, you see, she has a bit of hot temper. You see, a mother in their family, you see, the mother's family that is from so place that this and that, madness run in their family. So I think people should, by the time you make your findings from 4-5 persons, you now realize, you have your facts, you have information, what to deal with and all of that. And what is that called? That's called background check. Just yesterday, I got called to an issue where this person had a maid that moved in 5 months ago, and then just last week, the maid made away with jewelries and money in the house. Wow. So I asked, I said, pass me the file for background check on this individual that you did. And he said, background check. I said, I didn't. An agent gave her to a sister in the church who brought her to me. And so we find out that this person has been living with a total stranger whom they do not know anything about, leaving their doors open for a total stranger. They say the person says from Jos. So do you know any other person apart from these other 2 persons? He said, well, just those 2 persons. So, and then every effort to get ahead with the issue and know what actually transpired, you understand, kept meeting a brick wall. She would say she was hypnotized. And I'll say, hypnosis, I've seen it happen. And if someone is hypnotized, not the person that will tell you he or she was hypnotized.
Yeah, sure.
Because they will never remember anything. But this person will tell you how they called her to come and collect gold and all of that. So you see, a lot of us do this. We employ drivers, maids, guards, you understand, into our homes that we know next to nothing about. While they were in our home, they're studying us. And you find out that a lot of persons have cars, they are not the one driving them. You buy expensive cars, it's the driver that is driving it. I mean, sometimes you're at home, he's out running errands for you. He's the owner of the car now. You are not at home for how many hours? You leave home 7 in the morning, you come back 6, 7 in the evening. That's the only number of time you get to spend at home. The rest of these things, the maids, the guy, they run the home. They know your children, they know your friends better than you do. So all of these are part of intelligence. And what are these things we are talking about now? Security. So it's important that when you're stepping into these things, you make background check also an attitude, a lifestyle around you. At the place of work, you're employing people you don't even know anything about. The results, the certificates they've placed before you. I mean, sometimes I think it was in Ekiti then, I think 2019, there was an issue that came up, and it was quite unfortunate because the church was just, church is open to everybody. Everybody walking, they claim to be wanting, and then they move through the ladder, and before you know it, they are there, choir master, head of ushering department, protocols, and all of that. Nobody is going to ask any question because we're all serving God, and that's how it should be. All things being equal, but all things are never equal again. Is this, you understand? So there was a prison escapee who was looking to blend in and understood that the church was just the perfect place. So went in, became a bro, where are you from? And nobody bothered to ask much questions. And then he's always in the prayer group, he's cleaning the church, he's always available. And that's the kind of person the church wants. Someone that is ready to dedicate their time and before you know it, 1 year had passed, 2 years, and he had became, a full-fledged member of the organization. And almost every member now trusts him to come to their home, pray with them, and until they started violating their daughters. Issue came to an edge when he impregnated the first and the second, and questions were asked. And that's when the senior pastor was now being asked by somebody that, where is he from? Where this kind of person, how did he get into us? Then nobody could pinpoint the day he walked into the organization. Nobody could say it. So it's imperative you just suddenly see that new face that has come from somewhere. Ask the question: where are you from? Who are you? What do you do? Where were you before? Then they give you all of that. Go after it. You understand? These things might seem like it's a waste of time, waste of resources, but trust me, experience has taught me that thing pays a lot. So all of these are part of what we refer to as intelligence and security. And you find out that all of these I've mentioned does not involve the use of a uniform or rifle or siren. You understand? Yes. But this is a measures to keep you safe. So why you want to sincerely pray and you'd want to have members come in and pray and worship God and have their mind at rest, if all of these things are hanging around your organizations, around your church, you're going to have issues of member coming in. Because you'll be popular, but you'll be popular for the wrong reasons. You understand? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, going forward, when we look at what other things that constitute security, we're looking at prevention systems. You understand? What are those things? You have access control, you have CCTVs, you have the gate, you have perimeter fencing. All of this should be around your organization. In fact, that of the CCTV is now looking like it is a must-have. We have had instances where the only reason or the only means by which the government were able to track perpetrators of heinous crime that even cost number of lives was because the camera was rolling. The media team had their camera on. I think there was a mobile. That's what happened in the Kwara State. I think that was last year. Yes. When some bandits stormed a church and they shot about a number of persons, right? It was because of the camera that was rolling at that point in time. Now imagine that same thing happened in 2021 or 2022. You understand? And there was no camera to actually pinpoint who this perpetrator. So it took the law enforcement a lot of time. Now imagine if there was camera, what happened or what? It would have been easier to say these are the people where these were they came in and these are how they perpetrated and these are how they went out. So it's important that while we're buying drum sets and we're buying fine cameras and we're buying good lightings, which is good, we are buying good doors and flooring the floors. Also, let's make a bit of investment in this prevention and deterrent system. The CCTV camera, you could get them very cheap these days. Some that will last you a number of years before you look to upscale again. You get, for 150, you could get a very good one these days. So it's advisable that we look into a prevention system. That also is part of what makes security. You understand? Okay. Also, we have the people and character. This is a major part. So we have the people and we have the characters that are around us. I usually do tell people that there is no system that is not hackable. Invest all your 2.5 billion into securing and creating algorithms that prevent access, and then buy all the guns and the deterrent factors and everything, put it together, you understand, and set up a standard. There's one weak point. That is the man with the 4-digit pin. You see, all of that setup, if the man gets careless and just, just like something was at his realization point, and then he just told Delilah, just cut my the man decided to say, oh, that system, just enter 9292, that's all. You see, all of that plenty expenses, investment is down the drain already. So yes, the people and character. But we as a people, how have we become anti-security even to ourselves? You see, a lot of us lack situation awareness. We don't know how to read the room when we step into it. Now, not necessarily the confines of a war, but any environment you find yourself. There's this personality or do I say way of life I see out there, even when I'm driving, and it gets to me like, how are people so like this, careless about themselves? So you at the wave of a hand, you somehow surrender your life to a total stranger. I mean, you just flag down a motorcycle, an Okada. You don't know if this person has gone to any riding school to verify he has a driver's license or a rider's license, how long the person has been riding, even if they are good or if that's their first rodeo. And you are probably the first passenger. You don't even know their state of mind. You up on that so long as they agree to your fare. And the next thing is you find our people, chatting away on their WhatsApp, on their phones rather. Nobody's looking at where they are going to. These are the roads that are full of one risk or the other. I mean, you should ride that bike with that individual. You don't know what may go wrong. You don't even know the state of mind of that individual at that point in time. Do you understand? But then, because you wave the person down, you submit and surrender your safety and everything to that person. And what could be so important that you're getting carried away while you're on the road? A number of things could go wrong. But because you're paying attention, it is easier for you to, quickly take protective measures for yourself. I've had this experience a number of times, and I just look at when people do it. What is going on? See, people step into to commercial vehicle. They are just focused on the phone. Nobody's looking into the bus to see who the fellow passengers are. I mean, there's something with criminals, you see. They want to commit their crime and get away with it. We've had instances where people were kidnapped. The kidnapper got careless, and then the lady eventually ran into one of the kidnappers after she was released from, so I think about a month after, at the bank. And that was where she screamed. I said, I know this man is part of those who kidnapped me last month. And then before you know it, we're able to track and, apprehend the entire thing. Something happened there. Attention was paid. If she wasn't paying attention,
they won't be able to recognize.
They won't be able to, you see. Sure. So you step into a commercial vehicle, you're just on your phone. I mean, look around, look at the face of fellow passengers. If anything was going to, go wrong, at least you have something in your memory to recall. So when you're being asked questions, some people even ask them, okay, so they robbed you. Which vehicle? It's just a bus. Which one is just a bus? Can you describe it? Where did you stop it? How did it stop? Some don't even know what it is. It's so funny that some persons don't even know their own car plate number. Some don't even have an idea of what they step into. Just say, I entered, I gave the conductor some money. Can you describe what this conductor is putting on? Can you describe what the driver looks like? Yeah, so you begin to ask me, well, what's my business with looking at that? God forbid, until something happens, then you now know that it's important at least to be aware of your environment, to learn to read the room. So all of these we are doing with the mobile phone that is taking our attention away. Yeah, they're important. You're replying a client's mail, you're chasing down a potential customer, you're on the phone for a training, but you should know a certain point where you should just be able to break away from that and say, okay, let me understand it, let me see my environment. You see people who also come out of their house. their movement is quite predictable, quite triangular. Back when I was in school, it's such that if I want to call my mom at home and I don't want my dad there, I could predict what time, because he was a banker. So
Okay.
I know by 7:30 he'll be having his breakfast.
Okay.
So that period I won't call. I know by 8 he's already out and all that. So it's some people are. My dad was that predictable. Moved from the bank to the church, from the church to the house. That triangular. And to him, man is living a very simple life. I mean, who am I after? Who is after me? You get. Some of us are that predictable. You don't know that the road you go out through today should actually be alternated.
Okay.
Yes. See, you are conscious of what you're planning for, but you're not conscious. You're never conscious of who's planning for you. Do you understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's important that at every point in time, do something different from your routine.
Okay.
Beat it, come out of your house, stay around, look from left to right, do a sweep. You understand? Do a sweep of your perimeter. Get familiar with your environment. Look at your neighbors, people who live opposite the other compound. Who are these persons? Get interested in them. Know them. It's for a reason, it's for a purpose. It helps you to determine the people who you're surrounded yourself with. You understand? There's this thing these days, they will tell you, there's a word now, I'm an introvert. I'm an intro. I laugh whenever I hear them say that word. There's nothing like being introverted for a large number of them. It's because majority lack the mannerism with which to speak in the gathering of people. You understand how to comport, and then they just easily turn into I'm an introvert, and that's why I stay indoor, which is no excuse. I mean, back in the days, we used to sit outside with our parents. Is it folklore they said it, where they tell us the story of tortoise
yes,
and
in the
all
evening.
that, and then we laugh and then run around and everybody know each other. You understand? You know who is doing and where one will be at one point or the other. You all, you are intertwined like that. It's a community. But these days, if you not concern me, not concern me. It's not my business. And Yoruba have a saying that the man go big. Which means that if you are hearing something is going on and you choose not to be part of it, whatever you get at the end of the day, I mean, you're on your own. You're just on your own. So you see, situation awareness is something that is huge that we should also be vested in, even as an individual.
Okay.
All of these security challenges, in fact, majority of them in our area, we would have seen them, we would have detected some of these things, but we are not just concerned about it. We have a saying that if you see something, you say something. You see, that thing is quite huge. A lot of us will see something, we either neglect it or refuse to just say something. And at the end of the day, things start going crazy around us, and they'll be complaining and say the government is not doing anything. The government cannot attend to all of the security challenges. There are things that at your level you should be able to handle. So it's important that we take situational awareness very, very, very important, even for ourselves. Then there's this other one that is, I think, every form of scam is always ongoing. It never gets old. That's where people call you to say you belong to a certain group, and then send to the code. So the funny part is this: I sent you something to send it back to me. How does it make sense? But they'll come with this. There will always be that rush. So if they're telling you it's 7 o'clock, they'll be calling you at 6:55. So even you're looking at it's almost 7. I mean, if it's 7, it's not a problem. It's a meeting. Because usually that's the excuse. It's a meeting. Yeah, you miss the meeting, you can always join. If you truly belong to that group, someone will always do a recap.
Yeah.
If you do not join, someone will always tell you that you did not join, and then they will tell you what you missed. You understand? But they will call you. So please, when these calls come in, acting like it's somebody has this one, someone has died, take a minute. Take a step. Take your phone away from your ear. Drop it first. You see, that 30 seconds, 1 minute, helps you to regain yourself and wait a minute. What's going on? So there's this person who would call me one time And they say, it start like this. Good morning, my brother. How are you? How are you? I say, I'm fine. It's your sister. I say, my sister. So I actually have a sister.
Okay.
And she's the baby of the family. So
Okay.
the first time that call, okay, I said, my sister. I said, yes. Call in the early hours of the morning. I said, my sister. I said, yes. I said, okay, what happened? She says, your sister. It's your sister. I don't know what happened. No, she was preparing breakfast. And then I just hear, wow. I said, okay, what happened? Say, the gas just exploded. So seriously? I said, yes. Say, like this now, we don't do hospital. Okay, you're in the hospital. What's going on there? Said the doctor, they said they need money. They need money. I don't give them 150 with in my hand. They say no do. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. This and that. Maybe you hold on and speak with the doctor. Let me speak with the doctor. I say they are busy. So he's asking me to hold on and speak with the doctor. You know what he's trying to learn to me? He's trying to give a certain level of credibility.
Yeah.
So I said, let me speak with the doctor. Say they are busy. Maybe we'll call back. No problem. Then they call back another 3 minutes. I say, they say we should pay 250. If not, no, 400. I don't give them 150. You know, this guy will be giving you this thing that you're... So, truly, I have a sister. She's the baby of the house. And she's still married. And you're not the husband that I know. Okay, so I actually wanted, the first time I needed to see where this whole scam is going to end. You understand? Because I hunt these scams and some of these things. So I played along and then said, okay, can you send the account number? I said, okay, can you send the account number of the doctor? I said, no problem, send it. And which hospital are you? He say, it's FMC. I said, FMC in which state? Are you don't know where your sister did?
Okay, they'll call the house.
Because me, I don't know where my own sister did.
Oh, wow.
So I just look at it. But you find that people fell for that.
Oh, sure.
Because I got reports of it that the person just called me and said my sister was, there was gas explosions and all of that. In the first instance, nobody is going to call you like that. There was gas explosion and your sister is involved. Even if she doesn't have any other person around that, if the hospital management will call you, it will come in a different tone, not in that way to put you into panic.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yes. So we need to understand that this phone thing that has taken hold of our consciousness, we need to learn to break away from it. Your phone rings, somebody is dashing from the bathroom and then sleeping and falling because the phone rings. I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's not a rapture call. Even if it's a 20 million, a 40 million naira contract, it's not the end of it. Somebody call you, miss the call, doesn't mean you don't get to call back.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is that time? So we need to, but you find out that it's not about what we need to spend. It's about the sense of attachment to these devices that has taken hold of our personality. So there's a serious need for us to, break away from it. Then there's that one too, where part of digital safety that we actually are not conscious of. Somebody, okay, with the Gen Z, this is actually very, very common. They ask them to send their account number. For what? Giveaway.
Yeah.
And these children do not see anything wrong in that. They don't see what is wrong in all of this. So, Tolu, let me call him like that, was asked to send his account number for a giveaway. And Tolu got an alert of 100,000. Then another alert of 100,000. Then another alert of 200,000, making 400,000. And Tolu was excited. And the person giving the giveaway now sent a DM and said, please send me your phone number. Instantly, Tolu sent the phone number. Say, okay, I've sent that money to you. But what happened was I wanted to send 100,000, but I made a mistake. I sent 400,000 because there was network error. Yes. So please go back and return 300,000 to me. Withdraw it. And Tolu did exactly as told. Now, the funny thing was that he was asked to withdraw the money and then pay it into another account. That was it. And he did as told. And life went on. I mean, he got 100,000 naira. God has said, the pastor probably would have said, this week is your week of testimony and breakthrough. You see? And then...
effortless money.
Simple. Miracle happened. They tire Jesus. Okay, so until 3 weeks thereabouts and some days afterwards, and then the police knocked and they picked Tolu. And, Every other time police knock and then they come looking that tough, and people in the area will say, I know this boy can never do anything. He's a good boy. Everybody's always a good boy in the society. Until they finger somebody in the eyes, then they say, no, that person is bad. So where people were, trying to restrain the police, those ones fire a shot and then hit him in the leg. Everybody run. And then they picked him up. So eventually, Tolu was sentenced. Why? Because he took part in collecting a ransom.
Wow.
Now, we all know the penalty that comes with kidnapping and ransom collection, right? So you see 400,000 naira. Now, explain which account did you pay that money into? He has lost the account. Could not say this is the account I paid the money into. So this money was spliced up and sent to different persons who sent their account numbers. And that's how the persons made their money back, giving a gift of 100,000 naira. Now, for life imprisonment, 100,000 naira. A life just got, in fact, multiple lives just got condemned. For what? Giveaway. So if you ask your person, ask yourself, the person giving you this giveaway, well, even if I'm plugging the money from the tree, it's an effort on my side, right?
Yes, sir.
Why can't you make that effort as well? Where is this person getting this money from that is coming so cheaply? Even for water, some persons will not give you water as giveaway. How much more? 50,000, 100,000. And then they ask you to send account and you're sending it. So there's a need for us to be conscious of what we do. This online thing is quite elaborate. It's so big, so wild. So it's like an open that is, very fierce. It consumes you if you're not careful. It takes you away from a number of things, redirect your life, redirect your destiny. And before you even realize how far you've gone, you are far, far gone, almost beyond redemption. So there's a need for us to, be conscious of this fact, the digital front. Find out that so many parents also, cherish this giveaway thing. I want to experience the giveaway online. I want to drop my account number on Facebook and let people send me something. Somebody is giving you, people give. Prayers get answered. I give to people I don't know. And I don't intend to know them. I've done it multiple times. But the key word here is this: be very careful. So that trap don't consume you. And then lastly, I think we need to also, imbibe in the act of communal vigilance. A number of us, when you mention police, we see them as the dead devil of the society, whether you like it or not. They are needed and necessary evil. Let us know something today, that the police has its core responsibilities that the Navy cannot undo, the Air Force cannot undo, even the Civil Defense will not undo it, even the DSS will not undo it. The Nigerian Police Force is established to undo breakdown of law and order. See, for example, now, if I lose an item, I won't go to the naval base to report. I may go there to report it, but it's useless. It's still not reported because that's not their core responsibility. I'd go to the DSS to report. Then they'll redirect me back to the police. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So you find out that this institution, whether you like them or you hate them, they have their responsibilities. And so it's also important that you familiarize yourself with them. You're a business owner in an environment. There's always a police post, a divisional police that handles that area.
Okay.
And then I think it's more sensible if I am the DPO of where you run your business and you and I know each other. At least I have your number, you have my number. You call me once in a blue moon, I call you once in a blue moon. You send messages of good morning, maybe once in a month or thereabout. The day you call me to say something happened to me, I won't be asking who is that person. Because we're already friends somehow. Yes. We're acquainted. Then when you had to wait and then something happened in your organization, that's when you're now calling, hello DPO, it's me, one pastor, one man. If you tell you he doesn't know that place, you can't fault him, man. Even if he knows the place, before he responds and all of that, it takes a lot of time. You get? Yes, so it's important. Knowing, relating with the security agencies around us doesn't cost us anything. So it's important that we shed the what's it called, the animosity or the anger or whatever we think we feel, and then know that these people are positioned for our own use. they are a system. And it's just like your mobile phone is a system. Uh-huh. If I recharge it, insert SIM card, there's network reception on it, and then if I leave it to you and you don't know how to use it to make call, it's useless to you. The only thing you will tell me is there's no way to reach out to anybody. Meanwhile, you are with a phone. Okay, if I now show you how to use it to make a call, and then I say, please send me a picture of you. Send me a picture of you. Say there's no way I can say, how will I send my picture to you? You understand? But you still have a smartphone. So when the use of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So it's important, lastly, that we acquaint ourselves with this system and know what makes them tick, how they can be of use to us. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. This is deep. This is loaded. A master class. Maybe I should request for a certificate.
Don't worry. Something is coming up in that area.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. Our guest today has actually took us through, as we're speaking, I was trying to just some things down on my device. You started by talking about the intelligence gathering, how important it is. You move on to prevention.
Yes.
You also talk about people and characters.
Yes.
And then, okay, I'm coming back to that. You talk about the issue of the scammers, and now people just fall for it cheaply. You talk about digital safety and communal vigilance.
Yes.
Am I good today?
You are good. You deserve an award.
Thank you very much. So you can be part of this conversation because that is just the first session of this program today. We will come back to the aspect of question and answer. If you have a question, you have a concern to raise based on what you just listened to, we will attend to that. But for now, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we will open it up for everybody to be part of it.
Are you a pastor's wife or a lady minister? Pastors' Wives and Lady Ministers Fellowship of Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria present District and Axis Biennial Conference of PWLMF 2026. Theme: Be ye steadfast. Text: 1 Corinthians 15 verse 58 and 2 Peter 3 verse 17. Steadfast in faith, steadfast in purpose. Come and experience divine renewal, fresh fire, unshakable faith, and many more. As our Mommy G.O., Reverend Dr. Mrs. Olabisi Aboyeji, National President of Pastors' Wives and Lady Ministers of Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, will be ministering with other great ministers of God. District and Axis Biennial Conference of PWLMF 2026, happening from July to September 2026. Chairperson Planning Committee, Reverend Mrs. Obende Olufunke. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever.
It's that time again. The Foursquare Gospel Church National Teens Ministry presents Teens Camp 2026. Theme: Signs and Wonders. Text: Isaiah 8 verse 18. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord has given me are for signs and for wonders. Ministering: Reverend Dr. Sam Aboyeji, General Overseer, Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria. Pastor Deji Adeyemi, Director Youth and Next Gen. Reverend Sunday Okonkwo, National Teens Coordinator. Sister Teniola Ayodele, National Teens President. Date: Sunday, August 23rd to Thursday, September 3rd, 2026. Venue: Ajibo Camp. Get ready to witness God move like never before.
All right, you are welcome back. It's still Wednesday Live episode 41, and we still have our guest in the studio, the National Security Coordinator for Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, Mr. Akinabi. Thank you very much for being part of this. We are security blessed. Thank you very much.
welcome.
Prophet, I don't know about you.
I agree.
All right. From me, I have some few questions and concerns. And I want you to speak on um, people buying second-hand items, used phones. I've had, thank God it has never happened to me.
You're
I've
lucky.
seen people, and some people that were also close to me, that fall victim of such. People buying phones. I want to buy this and this like that. And this issue of online purchase, I don't want to mention a particular where you buy used items and things like that.
Yes.
What will you say to that, and how will you encourage people to get caution in buying those things? That's number one. Number two, this saying, see something, say something. As good as that saying is, and you said it's deep, fine. But because the safety of the whistleblower is not guaranteed, and we've seen it, in fact, me, I know, in Nigeria, if you see something, you say something, that thing you say, you get hurt. So, what's the problem, sir? Let's take those two first.
Okay. Let me start with the first one.
Okay.
Buying used item, is it good? Of course. Is there anything wrong with that? No. Have I even done that? I do it very well.
Okay.
Have I sold used items online? I have done that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The issue with some of us is we either don't know how to, or we are too lazy to do that, because I've seen those two instances where people are too lazy to verify until they get into issues. For every system, there's what you call the due diligence.
Okay.
Okay, there's this thing out there. I'm not trying to advertise for the person, but there's this new word now. They call it decluttering.
Okay.
And one of the persons that I have patronized, the way she does her business is this. So she asks you to, once she posts an item, you see it, you like it, she asks you, you ask for the price, she tell you this is the price and it's fixed. Then you ask her for location, she'll tell you it's around this area. She may say it's around the Korodu, so it helps you to plan. Then you now said, okay, okay, I want it. She'll say you pay into an account. Okay. Then when you pay into that account, she'll now release the exact address. Then she'll give you this warning. Don't send a vehicle to go and pick up. You have 48 hours for you to go and verify what you're buying yourself. So you can either take it or decline if it's not as described. Okay. So, I mean, that's it. But then, where's the due diligence in this? If somebody say, I am declutter 1, 2, 3, and then I want to make payment and I'm seeing account number, I've been Bola somewhere. I mean, those things are not. Okay. But when I'm seeing account number and saying declutter 1, 2, 3, you understand? Okay. I know that this business is registered.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it is your right when you're buying it. In fact, I make it a point of necessity for anybody, no matter how much known you are to me, no matter how well we know each other, you want to buy anything from me, calm down, verify, do your due diligence. It is, oh, there's nothing wrong from anyone to call you and say, that item you want to sell, can I see so and so? Can I see this number on it? You understand? So it's your right to ask any online person, is your business registered? Say yes. Can I see the business registration? It should be. Gladly they post it. Okay. You understand? On all my business proposal that goes out, my RC number is always there for my companies. Okay. My address is always there. It's verifiable. So, I mean, that's where it starts. In fact, for organizations who want to get into businesses, I know my legal secretary will tell me our return for CAC is overdue. We need to pay it, because by the time I want to get into business with you, I need to be sure that, one, you pay your tax. 2, your CAC return is current. You understand? Okay. If not, it may affect me. The blowback from that may affect me. There are organizations that don't run that way. So all of this is your right to ask. Now, for used phone.
Phone in particular.
I'll tell you that this is not limited to used phone alone from experience. Okay. And I'll explain it. Okay. Some of us, in fact, a number of us will remember when certain network, name not mention name, came out with this promo. If you buy a phone from them, it's written on the carton that once you buy this phone, you keep getting a certain number of gigabytes of data every month.
Every month.
Just send this thing to one number like that. They will give you maybe 10 gig every month. If anyone remember that period very well, that was when data become crazily cheap for those who know. So at that point in time, you could buy 100 gig, 120 gig for say 10,000 naira. So what was the trick then? You find out that even phones that were still on the shelf, brand new phones that were still on the shelf, once they go past your shop, take the IMEI, there was this thing. You know, the IMEI is the destiny of any electronic gadget, right? There's this app. Funny enough, that app is very light, about 32 megabytes.
Okay.
You just install it on the phone, and then take the IMEI of that phone that has that bundle on it, insert it, and tweak it out. So you can now tweak your own IMEI into the phone that is still on the shelf, that has not been opened, not sold. And then you can. So every call you make, every transaction you do is registered as that phone, even though it's your own phone that you've been using for God knows how long.
Wow.
And then you can claim all of the, what's it called? The data bundle. And then they sell it for cheap. And the crazy thing is they can now return the destiny of that phone by retweaking their MEI back. So that's even happened to majority of persons who bought brand new phone and they got arrested. And they said, no, this phone is brand new. I bought it, show us your receipt, which is also important. Anything you buy that is going to be with you for more than 2-3 days, get a receipt, please. It's not a stress. It's you protecting yourself. Ask for a receipt. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you say, oh, show us your receipt. Then when the investigator now see that there's actually a receipt to this, okay, let's go to the shop. And then you get there and they'll tell you, yes, he bought the phone from me. I sold the phone. You see, these are the rest. It was then, findings and the research now indicated that, okay, there's a serious level of tamper. You'll find out that since then, that kind of promo has not been around again.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so for people who are buying used phone, there's a serious need for you to be very careful because I think the only saving thing for you is just to make sure that where you're buying from is a well-recognized shop. I think if you Google it, there was a pastor sometime, if it's not this year, to be late last year, who traveled overseas and wanted to swap his wife's phone.
I heard about it.
Yes. Wanted to swap the wife's iPhone for a new one. And they discovered that that iPhone was actually stolen. He bought the phone in Nigeria, bought it brand new, had warranty on it. So you see, that web is actually a very crazy thing because that period, some person stormed an iPhone shipment and stole about 2,000 copies.
Oh,
you understand?
Yes, sir.
And this thing happened. But then, not all of us are current on the news to know what's going on. And then, it's not every time you go to the market you want to find out whether one thing you want to sell actually has been, picked. But then, if it's a used phone that you are able to purchase, make sure the shop, the store you're buying it from, is a place where it can be verified.
Okay.
You understand? And then you'll be covered. I mean, things happened in life. When they happen, so long as you can present your proofs, I mean, you'll be free from it. We're never told life will be perfect. Pastor Perfect. I said there will be storm once in a while, but the Lord God will help us, see us through it. You understand? So now you're talking about see something, say something. Even in the Bible, it told us, commanded us, say we should watch and we should pray. Abi? Yeah. We watch with our eyes, Abi, and then we pray with our mouth. And God say, God, I saw this one that is coming. Oh, I don't like it, Father. But then you see confidentiality comes into this job. Yes, there's no gainsaying that at one time or the other, confidentiality has not been breached. But there are other ways with which you can also pass your information across. Okay. I mean, mobile phones has made everything a lot easier these days. You can also scribble it if you don't want it tracked to you in any way. Okay. In form of a letter. Write it, envelope it, have a dispatch person take it. to whatsoever organization. Someone once called me one day and said there are a lot of persons around his house selling Indian M, and is looking to go and buy gun. I said, you want to buy gun? He said, yes, because he doesn't feel safe with himself and the family. I said, okay. I said, that's not a problem. But how many are you in your household? He said, there are 5. I said, you, your wife, and 3 kids. He said, yes. I said, how old is your eldest child? He said, 13. Saying, you want to buy a gun. So how many persons are you going to shoot? What are you going to do with a gun? You understand? So you don't need all of that. Just go to the NDLEA office close to you. Say, I don't know anywhere there. They are not close to me. I can't go to a lot. I said, no, it's not like that. You go to any local government secretariat. Ask them of the security agencies. You find out that some of them are there. It's just because you don't know.
We don't know.
Quietly report this thing and then go back to your house. So I think 2-3 weeks later, I got a call. Say, thank you so much, my brother. That thing you told me worked. I said, so what did you do? Said, I just went there. I asked at the local government. They just pointed me to where their office is. One small Concodo office there. And I just told them, and I gave them the names. And then they just came one day and raided those people. So now I can even drive in and out. Because before they used to be at my gate, that I would be so afraid to even go out in the morning and all of that. I said, so you see, confidentiality has been preached. It's not in Nigeria alone. It's not in Lagos alone. It's a worldwide phenomenon. You understand? But then there are methods, there are means with which you can convey it. What often get people into trouble is that you're seeing A and B. You remember that person in the Bible now that went to tell David?
Yes.
Yeah, that he was the one that killed.
The one that killed Saul.
If he had said, I saw when he was killed,
Simple.
he would have been alive. But he needed to add onions, Maggi to make it sweet, to gain credit. He went all the way out and said,
You want to take the credit.
the
for
credit.
killing the-
So oftentimes people would report what actually did not happen entirely. And what you may have done in that process is you have compromised what would have been investigated.
Okay.
So at that point in time, they need to hold you back for you to explain. And then they question, because once you are gone, it might be hard to get you back. Then they keep asking you. We call it retasking. They keep retasking you. It's when they now find out that you're supposed to report A and B, but if now you reported A, B, C, D, E, where did this other one come into play? It's like this guy is trying to cover something.
More to it.
There's more to it. You understand? And that's where people make things difficult for themselves. You can walk in and say, I saw this and I saw this. I choose to remain anonymous. They will make you anonymous.
Okay.
And then you walk out and you go your way. If there's a need to, reach out to you, retask you, they'll ask you to just give them a way to reach you. In fact, by the standard of the job, it's so much that even your own superior cannot ask you who your source is, and you tell them. It's a breach of trust.
Wow.
That's how serious it is. So say, for example, a police officer now, say a corporal, now gave an information and then they checked out and all of that, and the IG say, review your source. It cannot. It should not. It's a breach. You tell the man politely, Oga, I can't review my source. It's a breach, and everybody knows that. So, but then when you begin to add what is not needed, that's where the problem often comes sometimes. But then all of these things, people will not understand or hear it.
Understand.
Yes, sir.
Wow, this is very interesting. I would like to ask, when you were talking about giveaway, a lot of things were running through my mind, and there are situations, in fact, in recent times, I don't want to mention names, there are situations of celebrities in Nigeria that get some special kind of giveaways, including houses.
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder that, okay, where is this coming from? What exactly have they labored for in order to get some of these things? Could there be some other form of, what do they call it, money laundering going on in the background? I want you to talk about that. But I also want us to relate it to the church.
Okay.
How should the church react in a situation whereby someone that you probably feel that, okay, this is this person, of course miracle do happen like you usually say, but this person tithe over time is 10,000, and all of a sudden the person comes to pay a tithe of 2 million, and the pastor has been trusting God for breakthrough. So this 2 million is coming at a time when that is the exact money that we need.
Yes.
So pastor is wondering, should I ask this person? I don't need to ask. So what exactly should the pastor do? Because
Okay.
the pastor also need that
Yeah,
money.
of course,
The
no.
church need to go. My city through prosperity shall yet increase. The church
Aha.
need
Okay, so you see, this issue of giveaway, people getting 200 million, getting cars, supercars, houses, and all of that. You see, the online, the content creation circle is actually crazy and it's
Okay.
murky. You understand? And if you're in that circle, you find out that it is not as it seems. It is never as it seems. And the painful part for me is that majority find it difficult, especially our young ones, to see into that circle, like step out of it, think outside the box and say, is this thing really as it is being advertised? The world is such that now there was somebody some 2 years ago who was more or less raving mad in Kano. What was he doing? He doesn't speak English even. What he does is he fights. The thing started by him fighting with his co-seller. They have a shop. Their guy settled their case and told them, and then they'll punch and fight. And he does this crazy thing, fight madly. They hold him down and all of that. Eventually become an essay to something in the presidential villa because he went viral. They gave him one essay, something. Then you ask yourself, I have read, studied, I have certificates, but because I don't know how to do craziness online, I'm not getting all of this. You understand? Meanwhile, there's somebody who doesn't even know his left from his right, who sit and just shout, and then it's getting all these things. See, the online content creation is not as it seems. One person among these guys, some 3 months ago, rejected a deal, an ambassador, what they call it is ambassadorial deal, right?
Yeah.
Where you are to brand. Because his content was growing, and then they came to him and said, look, we're going to give you an ambassador deal thing, and online it is going to be worth 80 million naira. But in real life, they're actually giving him 3 million naira. So he was going to wear all the regalias and drive in new cars and announce that this is so big. So what that bring to the people who are doing this is that business suddenly moves from a small business to a business that is now having ambassadorial and free advert. And the person is getting 3 million naira, but they have said they've given 80 million naira. You understand? Now they will look for someone else again that is able to sit for that kind of a deal and give him such again. That's 160 million. That business is having value, right? Even if money laundering is going in there, it's easy. I mean, it's harder to investigate because a business that is giving out 160 million in ambassadorial reward, I mean, it's something.
You assume that they must have
something,
not less than 500 million.
You see that now? So their patronage is high. So the online and content creation water is a very murky place. It's just important that people are careful what they consume. Most of those things, I just see them, at the moment I scroll up, I've scrolled past them. They're not part of my life because I think there was the recent one about some persons getting married, getting a 400 million naira house. Then later the report filtering that he actually didn't get the house. Then he said he wanted to sell the house. Somebody said he should just be careful, he should not sell the house.
I was even saying that all the dollars that they saw that they were fake dollars.
Yeah, and that would be what many were actually praying for. You never can tell how many homes that event that day has destabilized. You never can tell how many mentalities that has shifted. You really cannot put a finger to it, not just in Nigeria alone, worldwide, how many persons that thing has affected. You understand? All of this is not a Nigerian phenomenon alone. This thing happened over. I mean, I've seen people who were flying private jet last year, 2025, right? Yeah, they were flying private jets. The guy was carrying bag of money, showing to the world, bling blings everywhere, wearing Nika and some sandals that cost about $31,000 and all of that. And suddenly in 2026, he's not sleeping at the back of his car. Yeah, somebody was asking, bro, what went wrong and all of that. So all of these things are just make believe majorly. Yeah, make believe, but then people get carried away with these things easily. You understand? So it's important that people know that the content creation circle is not something you want to step in. Yeah, you mentioned money laundering. People use it. Any scheme. For a pastor, I mean, I was paying 10,000 naira, and then suddenly I became a 2 million naira tithe. I think the first encounter I'd had with that one was one of the most popular Pentecostal church, and that happened in Aba. I was in Aba then, where the man went to his place of work and then took some fraud money and then brought it because he felt that was God calling him, and then and the pastor took it and it became a mess. In every man of God, there's a man.
Yeah.
There's a man. It's just show to you how responsible you should be, even while you're doing the work of God. If you're not careful enough to call your member and say, come, just sometimes 6 months ago, we're praying for a breakthrough. But suddenly this breakthrough has come. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I mean, our general overseer would sit down with me and then I'll share ideas with him. I'll say, okay, I think this is how you should go about it. This is how you should go about it. But be careful. And for someone that is, stewarding like that, when you go, you want to come back and say, this is how I did it. But you don't come back. Then when they will ask you, you say, how far with that stuff now? The one you said you wanted to do like this and all of that. That is him checking up on your discussion. Was it fruitful? How fruitful was it? And the man is not somebody you can lie to. Up there is calculating it for you. He's just waiting to ask the right question. So if every other man of God would sit down, they will not get into that embarrassment. Let me even gist you something. Sometimes ago, one of our organizations lost their keyboard. It was stolen.
Yeah.
You are aware?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the thing found its way into the hand of some persons who sold it and sold it and sold it and sold it to a church that has been praying for that kind of keyboard. And they made contributions. And on the day the issue got to me, I had sent people to the church to verify that, okay, and then we just got the report that this is the exact keyboard. And that was the day they were dedicating the keyboard. You understand? A stolen item. So after the dedication, we now head to the police station. So the pastor dedicated the keyboard on that Sunday, and that was the end of it. He didn't have a keyboard to dedicate again. So what does it tell how do he communicate that to his member? That I, as a pastor, I bought a stolen keyboard and we dedicated it. Because eventually, even the store that sold the keyboard came and said, yeah, this keyboard was purchased from us. We can stand by them. Because it's quite expensive. And then the moment the company came and said, this is it and all of that, the police just say, yeah, you people should take your thing and go. Then let him go and look for how to get his money back. And I think about over 5-something million naira that were contributed, just
like that.
So it's important that you make these findings, background check, ask questions. If you don't ask it, when investigators come, when that time comes for you to give account, nobody will look at you with the eyes of mercy. Because at that point in time, you're an adult and you're expected to do the things that adults do. How did you come about it, bro? Yes, we pray for this breakthrough, but I mean, 10,000 naira, 2 million naira, that's a very wide gap.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, sure. All right, sir. As we are winding down bit by bit, I want us to treat this question. It's a concern from one of our members. So the person is saying that what is the security? When you say security, now it's talking about the entire security architecture around that labor camp. That what are they doing to the issue of the accident around the turning on the expressway coming into the Ajebo camp? Then, as an addition to that, I remember during the ICML also when we were going to the camp, I didn't even know where the turning was that time. I went through one. It's somehow motorable actually, but it's like a farm road like this, so rough. And myself and every other person in there, I think it was a car or a bus we took that time. We were so scared because the place was so lonely, so narrow. And we said, hey, what if we were kidnapped at this point? What would have happened? Now, so our confession is coming, sir. Maybe you can just give us a tip. What are the things that the security, your team are trying to put in place for the safety around that and within the campsite.
Okay. I appreciate that person's concern and asking. I mean, it's important that we speak up like this, you understand, so that issues as this get addressed.
Okay, sir.
We cannot see all of it, but when people ask, then it helps draw attention to what's important. I understand, and I know the place you're talking about. I think ICML. What we did was have the road safety direct people. First off, we need to understand that what's going on there has been happening since last year. It's a construction, a road rehabilitation. You understand? Okay. The unfortunate thing is that these things are infrastructural development that is beyond the Foursquare Gospel Church control. Right. So, I think for a larger part of late last year, one lane of that road was even closed, and the man abandoned the scaffolding on the major road on the express, and we have to divert traffic for about 2 to 3 months. Caused a lot of accidents and all of that, because vehicles will be coming and they will just run into things and they won't know. And there was no signal, no sign to say there's road diversion. And then eventually, I also called the FEMA and then drew their attention to it. And eventually, they came to, remove the what's it called? The scaffolding. But then, then opened that place to traffic. Then they close all of those branchings and turnings. In fact, for myself, the very first time I would go to that place when they closed it, I traveled all the way to Ibadan to go and turn. I was like, what's going on? Who took our turning? Travel all the way to Ibadan to go and, make that turning. And then that was it. So, but what we did during the ICMA, because we are hoping that it's something that they will just round up quickly. Sometimes you see them working and you feel like, okay, in another 1 month, they'll be done. So there's no need for us to go and make a very big sign. If not, if we know it will last till this period, we'll just make a very big signboard here for traffic direction. You understand? Because once you go past that bridge, then the next place. So a lot of persons meet. In fact, I got a call from one of our reverend that night and said, Oga Security, this place we are passing, something could happen. So what I did instantly was the patrol that were detailed for that highway, I had to quickly engage them and ensure that they were patrolling that place day and night. That was it. So, for some persons, they might not be around there when the patrol is around there. But then what we did is we made sure that, even during the FWI, I made sure that route from Ikperu, were covered. So there's always that, no long, before they'll park by the roadside and be static, I made sure they were fueled. And then, they can run down, just patrol around down, get to that bridge, climb it, and come down the other side, and then go and turn like that. Then they will even come to register their presence. They'll come into our camp, spend time with me, and then continue the patrol. So that way, I was doubly sure. In fact, for the few number of accidents that happened during the ICMA, they were the one to radio and say, NSC, there's an accident that has happened this before we now, go to rescue our people and then bring them to camp. So yes, it's a federal government rehabilitation project. We have no idea how long it's going to last, but we can only do the little at our end to ensure the safety of our members who are coming to congregate. So as for the convention, yes, all of these things. In fact, as you're spotting these issues, be sending them down to Foursquare Communication. If you have my number as well, send it to me. It's important that you say these things. I can't see all of it. My members, myself, they can't see all of these things. But when you keep, bombarding us with it, our attention gets drawn. Because what's other thing I'm doing in this organization than that? You understand? So please, I appreciate this. Just keep sending some of these things. As it's getting to them here, to get to me as well.
All right, sir.
Okay, someone else is asking this question. Is saying that, is it possible for security to do their job without having to be harsh to people?
That person will have to, define what being harsh is.
People assume that the way security do their job, they are always harsh. They are always as if they are fighting with people.
Something happened one time. I think I can't remember where, when I was reported to somebody and said, I don't smile. Say I don't laugh with people. And the person said the person you say you should catch him, you want him to be laughing with him. So how does he get his job done? See, I think I don't understand what this person means by being harsh, but one thing I know is that no matter what, we would not relax security for niceness. We would not. I'd have a pastor who tell me on camp that day that you are wicked. You are wicked. And you call yourself a man of God. I said, no, I'm not a man of God. I'm a child of God. So and what was his anger? It was that because he brought a new convert to camp.
Okay.
You understand? And we had reasons to pick this new convert up and search him. And he felt like this is an harassment. You get? Like, how can I bring somebody I've been prospecting, preaching to, converted him, now manage to bring him to camp, and you people are saying, who are you? What are you doing? What security? This is nonsense. This one. So I said to you, you have a new convert. To me, I have a potential criminal. Stay. Let me do my job. If it's not what I think, I'll return him to you. A 3-minute search would not kill him.
Abiu.
So, he would not have any of that. He went up, and then other pastors who knew him were passing, and they stop and say, no, our people, rubbish, now, And while we were doing that, we pulled his bag open, and then that's a new convert, and then, what do you call it? This thing they use in attaching smoke to smoke, like a ceramic, whatever it is. Yeah, something like that. Fell out first, then you see lots of cannabis.
Wow.
Like wrapped, fell out. Then, we saw some other crazy things. The knife, some bizarre looking knife, fell out. And he and about 2 other pastors who stood and were asking if I actually am a man of God. They saw that. So by the time we're done asking the man, why did you come into this place with this? Not even one shirt was in that bag. For someone who would come to camp for a 4 days program. Not one shirt, not one jean, not even the slippers. But look at the stuffs we made. Is this your bag? I say, yes. So why do you have this? Why do you have this? What are you doing with this in there and all of that? So I turned back to say, okay, come and see your
new
convert too.
The man had disappeared. So yes, for me to ensure that I do what is expected of you, I just have to be firm. Maybe it's that firmness they refer to as being harsh. I mean, I am human. I have a job to do. To this person asking this question, imagine you're using an iPhone 16. Imagine because I was trying to be nice, someone snatched your phone. Now imagine that when you reported the person to me, I tried to be nice and not smiling and say, my sister or my brother, don't worry, it's not a team. Did you steal it? And he said, no. I said, you see, he did not steal it. How would you react? What would be your feeling? When you say, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll be harsh on you.
You'll be harsh. So it's important that for me to get this thing done the right way so that you can feel safe. I mean, the joy in it is that you come. I mean, imagine coming to worship and going home without your car, the same car you drove down. What would be the feeling? Imagine coming to church with your laptop because you're coming from work. Your work laptop that has all the things you need on it, certificates even and all of that. And you walk away because I try to be the ice cream boy on campus. How would you feel? So it's important that I am firm. Yes, there's no gathering of even 10 persons where you know have misunderstanding, body brushing body. These are people from different walks of life, backgrounds and all of that. How much more 1,000? How much more 60,000? And there's a need to make sure that from the point of the people I'm working with, which I may have not even worked with before, I need to hold them steady. So at times I deploy over 80 operatives. Do you understand?
Wow.
To run day and night, sometimes 100, to run day and night duty, patrol duties, in between the cabin. Because while you're in the auditorium, somebody has to watch over your apartment.
Yeah.
All those people breaking in, those are reduced. Somebody has to do that. You understand? And some of these persons who are deployed to me, I may have never met them before. But I need to hold them steady for 4 or 5 days. I need to hold them calm. You understand? And then you on the other side, that you're coming, even those that are siblings, 3 or 4 siblings, in their own house, they fight like Then they come to camp. I still need to maintain that peace and tranquility. It takes a lot of effort. So yes, if you see me frowning, or you see any of my people frowning, just bear with us for the number of time you be on campus. When we're outside the campus, we will smile. I think I can smile too now.
Of course, I've experienced you smiling. All right, sir. Well, the issue of security is so large, so deep. We can't treat everything today. But finally, from me now, I just want you to speak on a general overview now. Okay. Election is coming up in Nigeria. Presently in Osun State, as at yesterday, I heard that about 29% were killed related to the issue of election coming up on Saturday. Then there were 79 crime related that has to do with politics. And the campaign is that we should participate, even as Christian, we should participate. What are the security consciousness that every believer should have in this period? That's one. Then two, generally also, security consciousness that we should have in our home, in our community. I've seen people that are the crime of sin. You know what I'm saying? And they tend to say, I know this person, I know this person. Even rights are the crime of sin. Are the crime of the sin of crime. I'm so sorry. As a crime of sin. Are the sin of crime.
No worries, it's not your line.
Okay, it's not my line.
It's not your line.
Okay, thank you, sir. So at the sin of crime like that, you know what I'm saying? People tend to pinpoint a criminal and say, I know this person, I know this person. And by so doing, it has endangered their life. Okay. So I just want you to speak on that general way. I feel not really in depth, but at least little consciousness that we should have. And in case of emergency, what should we do? Thank you, sir.
For the forthcoming election, I want to implore that something I made mention of earlier on in my discourse, that is situational awareness. Okay. Reading your environment, it's quite important. This is the point or the time where freebies like face cap, t-shirts will be thrown, even money, phones. I think I've seen some phones going around, mobile phones and all of that. But we should also understand that it's imperative we stay away from these things. Let politicians do their campaign. Okay. You understand? Yes, Christians have stayed away, or believers have stayed away from politics so much that we have allowed those who want to hijack it, and then it has messed up the system. Because we as believers, if we had actually, gotten involved into it, we can help shape that area of our life. But then we feel like it doesn't concern me until it starts concerning us. Because from politics come governance, right? Yeah. And if the politics is bad, you have bad governance. If the politics is good, you have good governance. So somehow it's going to affect us eventually. But now, as it is, 29 deaths and all that, it's our advisors that we just try and stay within our environment. Be careful of how you move. For those in Osun, this is quite a time that they just need. Today is Wednesday, right? Wednesday, the election is in like 3 days' time.
It's on
Please,
Saturday.
Yes, because you never can tell. I think somebody made a mention sometimes online yesterday that if you see a certain political party, kill them. Then eventually he came back to say, no, it didn't mean that you should kill them, that you should just kill them with votes and all of that. There's been the investigation going in that regard. So please, let's be careful how we move around, especially in the evening. And then all these gatherings, we should just stay away from that for now. It won't kill us to stay away from all those parties and all that hangout. For the time being, this election will come and go as well. This election will come and go. And if you have to participate in the election, probably you are one of the officiating officers and all. Make people around you know where you're going to. Okay. There's this funny thing. Then somebody will say, Google is tracking you.
Yeah.
They are tracking you. So I say, what are they tracking me for? I'm using their services. I've not gotten to the level where I can ask someone to program and develop my own software for me. I'm using their services free of charge. I don't pay for the Google I use in browsing. Data have been, manufactured every other time I click online. So of course they have to track me because it helps their company. That's the reason why I get freebie of all the apps that I use. I mean, I use almost 90 apps and all of them are 90% free. So, but people will say, no, don't share your location because Google will track you. What are they tracking you for? Share your location of where you're going to. Let people who are important, whom you are important to, or accountable to, know where you're at one point in time. So that's the funny thing. I think the last encounter we had that we traveled, and then I told one of the persons that, okay, I'm trying to locate this social church. Please share your location to me on WhatsApp, your live location. So the person say, how can I do that? Say, but you've had this phone for how many years now? You've been using this same phone. And it's just simple. Go to your WhatsApp, click on the icon that looks like a pin there, those binding pin. Click on the C location, choose which number of hours or minutes you want it to, broadcast your location, and then click send. It's that simple. And I can follow it to you. So in case anything happened to you, everybody will know that this was where this person was last seen. But people will fear and say, no, Google will track you. Is it not better Google track you than you go missing? You understand? So it's important that we stay away from all of this. And then when you have something to say about this, you should be careful where you speak, what you say. Don't just stand and say this one, that one. Nice. There should be decorum in it. Excuse me, can I see you, sir? Or you wait for the person later. Excuse me, I think this and this and this. I think I can give an account to it. Don't try to play the hero. Why we all should be security conscious, a lot of us are not trained to handle what comes as eventuality from our heroism. We were not trained to handle it. So we should just be careful. Thank you.
Okay, we have comment from Jolayemi Olayinka Peter. Jolayemi Olayinka Peter is saying, blessed afternoon to you guys. You are doing well. And he's saying, boss, you are welcome, sir. I guess that is for Mr. Moses Akinlabi from Jolayemi Olayinka Peter. In just 1 minute, sir, I just want you to say one or two things about preparation for the convention 2026. I think it won't be good if we don't say something about it.
It's something we're looking forward to seriously, and we're working. The convention 2026 is actually preparing. The chairman is not taking it easy on any of the committee members. He's running at it as if this will be the last convention before Jesus comes. I remember the last retreat. After the retreat and all, he woke us all up in the morning and had us sit down and say, okay, look, guys, I want us to look at how food will go around. Not one soul must leave this place without being fed properly, and not just. So he would ask me, and I say, what do your people say about food? So I say this and this. Then you say, what about the quality? The quality, not just the quantity, the quality, and all of that. And then that morning, sit down and say, okay, that was when we began to plan for the final retreat. And he said, okay, thank God the youth program is coming, so we have to, run a simulation of how food serving will go, so that nobody will be omitted, and I don't want anybody to start rushing for food. So much that people can be relaxed, and then food will get to each and every person on their seat. The way Dr. Fashola is coming at it is like, this one has to be superb and all of that. Okay, so, and then he just asked me many times, what do you think you need? And I said, no, don't worry yourself, sir. By the grace of God, for those that will even be residents in McPherson outside the camp, there will be constant patrol to take care of this. The good thing is that whenever we're in camp like this, I don't sleep day and night. So I'm always awake, because I can't even, something go wrong, God forbid. The last one we had, there were a lot of things that happened outside our camp that we didn't know inside. But we knew because we were patrolling at that point in time. I think one was around 10 p.m., the other one was around 2 a.m. that we're patrolling. So we do patrol to McPherson Park, look at everybody a day in within the premise. And this is also to our members, please, and please, and please, and please. I cannot stop saying this. I'll keep saying it because it keeps happening. If you have any reason why security should, if there's any reason at all that the security department asks you to follow them, whatsoever make you want to antagonize them means you're guilty of something, even if they have not accused you of anything. It doesn't cost anything. It's within the camp, right? It's less than 1 kilometer. Follow me from here to that place. You should just do that. So whatsoever make you say you're not going means you're actually guilty of something. Do you understand? And at some point, we would ask you not to sit in your car, not because we don't like you sitting in your car, not because we are jealous of your car. No, it's your car. You'll come back to it. Something happened that some brother were giving a testimony, I think the last year, CFM, said he was just passing and he was greeting an elder that they came from the same church and said, Elder, are they now serving rice and beans in camp? And then he was going to pass. But the elder did not respond. But the elder was looking at him. So he went back again and said, Elder, I'm greeting you. I did not serving rice and beans in the cup. That was when the elder's spoon fell. So he now helped the elder to pick the spoon. The food now fell. And then the man started tilting. So the man already had an attack. An health challenge. Before he now screamed and then they rushed him to the clinic where he was resuscitated. Imagine that man said, I feel somehow. Let me go to my car and relax. Do you see that? A number of things will go. I mean, the health attack, health challenges is such that many of us don't prepare for it. We don't even know. We don't even have the signs. We don't see it coming. It just happened, pop, and instantaneous, and before you know it, things are going wrong. And then I'll be asked the question, where were you and your people when this happened? So please, Foursquare, please bear with me. I may seem harsh, I am not harsh, but I just have a responsibility of protecting you and making sure that I do it diligently. So whenever we ask you to please escort us, come with us to our unity so that we can look into whatsoever may have caused concern and we look into it adequately. And once we find out that you're free of it, we'll let you go. And if you're culpable, we're still going to speak grammar now. It's English you will speak. Last we speak Pidgin. And if you cannot speak any of those things, we speak Yoruba. If you want to go and speak Igbo, we'll join you and speak it. So this is just simple. We found this or we need your attention. Comply with us. Calm down. We'll look at it amicably. And then you can go back to whatever it is you're doing. So please, whenever it's the security department, I'm not saying we are the superstar, but please just honor us. For that 5 minutes, we'll let you go. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, sir. This is great. It has been great all the way up to this very moment in time. Mr. Knabe, thank you so much
welcome,
for coming on the program today.
Pleasure
You know,
is
we
mine.
can't exhaust the issue of security. We will still look for another time to bring you up on the program again. Don't forget that security begins with you. And just like we had today, if you see something, say something. And for all the Foursquareans coming up to Convention 71, please let's cooperate with the security department. Mr. Kanabe, thank you so much today. And let me thank you ahead, because I know we still have the cost to bring you up again.
It's not a
Thank
problem.
you very much. We are mightily blessed. We are security blessed. Let me put it that way. I'm saying it.
That's
again.
a new word.
That's the new word. Write it and send it. Okay, perfect. Let me come to you. Do you have anything to say? All right, we are good. So we will go on a break now. Then we'll come back. We will swing to roadmap to Convention 71. I believe representative of the committee, they are around and they want to give us updates about what is still going on and what we are to expect. And don't forget that we are in the season of public lecture. So public lecture is coming up in next month. So hopefully today we will still hear more about it. Mr. Kilabi, before you go, I still have this our widow's mind too. So it's for you, sir.
Well, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Oh, Wednesday Live. Foursquare communication.
It's safe.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. But then
It's safe.
oh, thank you so very much. I got this. Interesting. Thank you so very much. I
Tell
appreciate
somebody
this.
out there to keep watching.
Please, once it's Wednesday, just keep the date, okay? Watch it with them. It's quite informative, enriching, and they need your presence to disseminate this.
All right, we're going on a short break now. When we come back, it will be time for Roadmap to Convention 71. Don't go away. It's still Wednesday Live, episode 41.